Matthew 13, Parables of Seeds and Soils. One day, Jesus left the house and went down to the lake. He sat down on an overturned boat, but the people that came to listen to him were so many that there wasn't room for all of them until he got into the boat and pushed out a little way, while they stood on the shore, standing room only. He told them a story. There was a man who went out to plant grain. He scattered the seed, not paying great attention, apparently, to where it fell. Some fell along the path, where birds saw it, swooped in, and pecked it up. Some fell among rocks. These seeds sprouted because there was a little soil there, but it wasn't deep enough for them to set down roots, so the plants were soon burned up by the sun. Some seed fell into thorns, and while its grain grew up with the thorns grew faster and stronger, and soon choked the grain to death. Despite the seed sower's inattention, some seed fell in good soil, and the plants bore grain, a good harvest. Jesus liked to end his stories, "If you have ears, you will hear." We can't be sure what the disciples did hear, but what they wanted to know afterward: why do you tell these stories, these parables, when you're talking to people? "They're about the kingdom of heaven," Jesus answered. For those that understand the stories, they will be more than enough explanation. But for those that do not, they will bring even more confusion, because there are those that have ears, and there are those that don't. Those that don't may listen, but they won't hear. They may look, but they won't really see. You know what the prophet says. Some people will listen and listen, but not understand. They will look and look, but not see, because their minds are dull. They try to listen with their fingers in their ears, and they try to see with their eyes closed. If they opened them, they would see. If they unplugged their ears, they could hear. Then they would turn to me, says God, and I would heal them. Why wouldn't God want to heal them regardless? Bartholomew wanted to ask, but the Gospels don't give him even a single word, so he couldn't. Jesus looked at Bartholomew with love. "As for you," he said to them all, "you are very fortunate when your eyes do see and when your ears do hear. The prophet wanted to see what you will, but he didn't, nor did he hear what you will hear." So, Jesus said, this is what the parable of the seeds and soils means. I'm sorry. First of all, did Jesus say this, or Matthew? Why would he, Jesus, explain parables in this chapter of Matthew when he doesn't explain them anywhere else? And why would he turn a parable into an allegory? But assuming he did explain and allegorize, Matthew maybe, but I'm never comfortable with pretending Jesus is speaking about someone else, inverted commas, as the British say. Someone else, not me, Lord. So this is what I say the parable means. Turn me off if you don't want to hear the gospel according to Ted. Here is what it means then, if it has to mean like this. There are times when you will hear and understand, and those times will bless you. Hold on to them, because there will also be times when stuff happens. Thistles will happen. You'll be so crushed by the cares of the world that the breath, the spirit, will go out of you. Or you'll be so taken by the delights of the world that you will simply float away. There will be times when rocks happen, when you think you have hope, but you don't. You've put it on like clean clothes, but it's only on, not in you. For fear has cast off hope, and it's easier to give up than to press on. There will be times when birds happen, swooping in and taking the words out of the air before they reach your ears. And there will be times when you will hear nothing. But listen to this. Jesus told another story. It's like this. Another man planted good seed in his field, paying close attention. But one night, when everyone was asleep, someone came and planted weeds among the wheat. The wheat grew, and the heads of grain began to form. It was then the weeds shot up, intermixed with the wheat. The man's foreman came to him and said, "I know the seed we planted in your field was good. Where did the weeds come from?" The man answered, "Someone that wishes me ill must have done it." "So, what do we do? Do you want us to go and pull up the weeds?" "No," the man thought out loud, "because won't you, when you pull up the weeds, won't you pull up some of the wheat along with them?"